Well, hello everybody and welcome. My name is Roger and this is your daily tarot map for Sunday, June 28th, 2015, using tarot to create the life you want. So, first off, a big shout out to everybody who's liked these videos, who shared them on your social networks, who subscribed to this channel. I really appreciate your support and I appreciate you watching. So, as promised, we begin working with a new deck for the coming week. And that deck is going to be one of my favorite reading decks, a deck that I read with for many, many years. And I still grab it on occasion. And that is the Robin Wood Tarot. Now, according to Amazon, I purchased this deck back in 2004. So I guess I've been working with it for a while. So I hope you enjoy our work with it in the coming week. So, on to today's draw. The three cards drawn randomly from the deck today were the Hanged Man, the Six of Swords, and the World. So I really liked the progression of these cards today in today's draw, culminating with the World card at the end of the reading. So it looks like you've perhaps been stuck recently, as suggested by our first card, the Hanged Man, a card that we've seen only just recently. Now, this is a card of waiting and of suspension, of being stuck in a job you dislike or in a relationship that you're just not feeling anymore. Now, sometimes it's even related to spirituality and can point to a spiritual reassessment of one's beliefs and or values. Now, it might also symbolize a major life transition, perhaps something you've been considering for a while, but just haven't found the nerve to do it or to make that move. So the time to make a move is now, as suggested by our center card, the Six of Swords. Now, this is a card of moving on, of putting your troubles behind you and charting an entirely new course. Now, this card could be advising you to distance yourself from a stressful situation, perhaps the one that we've talked about yesterday. Now, when the Six of Swords appears in your reading, it typically advises us to leave a destructive situation behind and move and focus on a more positive future. Now, in some instances, it might suggest a need for retreat in order to restore one's health and to take time for recovery. So if yesterday's reading resonated at all with you, then considering this as reinforcing that message, that you take some downtime in order to focus on healing. But it all turns out well in the end, as suggested by our last card, the World. The World signifies completion and closure, and typically comes with a feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment. Now, it's moving out of the past so you can dance in the present, just as this figure in the card is doing. So in this way, it's a path of liberation, perhaps liberation from that troubled past that we saw in the last card. Now, when the World appears in a reading, it often signifies the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another one. A new beginning for you, as it were. So today seems to be the perfect time to make whatever move you've been contemplating, especially if you could heal or attain peace of mind as a result. Now, it might also be worth mentioning that that both the Six of Swords and the World card are associated with travel, especially overseas travel. So if this opportunity presents itself to you, or this is something you've been thinking about or considering recently, it might be worth taking it seriously. So the message today for these three cards is: today's the day to move out of your comfort zone and into a new future. You can only grow if you're willing to try something different. So today's advice card comes from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards, and the card drawn randomly from the deck is number 1, the Enchanted Emporium. So the Enchanted Emporium makes yet another appearance today, and I'd have to say that this card pretty much fits it perfectly with the theme of today's draw, as it symbolizes new beginnings and the path of discovery. It's about learning and experiencing new things, which is exactly what we saw in the progression of our daily cards today. So consider this your call to make that change, especially if you find yourself in a less than ideal situation. The only way to change things is to change things. And that is your daily tarot map for today. If you liked this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd click the like button below. And also feel free to visit my website at tarot-dude.com. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Brightest blessings.